Welcome back, explorers, to Starbound Frackin Universe, and today we need to do some prep work. I did a bit off-camera stuff, like working out the area here, getting us a little temporary kind of do all the things base at. And basically what we're going to have in this little setup here is we're going to be doing, I can't think here, farms, get a couple farms going up, mostly corn. Need a lot of corn, you know, for oil and stuff like that. It's pretty easy to get just in case you don't have access to, let's say, I don't know, oil, like an actual oil, big massive chunk of it, or tar blocks. I think tar blocks, once you extract them down in like a hand extractor or whatever that little gizmo gadgetry thing is called, I think that makes oil, but I'm not 100% sure. That's why I always just go, if I got a lot of corn, for example, which right now I have a metric ton of corn. Well, maybe not a metric ton, but it's a freaking lot of corn for what I normally would have. Normally I'd have like 3 things of corn. I got like 30 or some ridiculous 20 or something like that. It's insane how much corn that I have right now. You know, it's funny, I'm talking about all this corn, but there's a reason for it. I have a very specific way that I like to play Starbound, especially Starbound Frackin Universe, considering I've actually only played Starbound once in my entire life, and everything after that has been Frackin Universe. Honestly, Frackin Universe is one of those mods, which props to you, you beautifully minded creator. I don't think I could play just vanilla Starbound anymore. If Frackin Universe went away, I do think that, and this is rare to me to say, but I feel like, personally, Starbound would die for me. Frackin Universe adds so many cool and fun things that just, it blows my mind how much a mod can do for a game. Speaking of Starbound developers, if you ever watch it, hire the dudes, or dudes and gals, or gals from freaking Frackin Universe, because y'all missing out on some serious talent right there. I mean, it's amazing what the crew for Frackin Universe has done. I really need to get this furnace. I really need to get everything set up here. There's a bunch of little steps we got to do, and mostly those little steps involve prepping for off-camera farming. And going back to, like I said, there's a very particular way I like to play Starbound Frackin Universe, and that is to get as powerful as possible as early as possible, which evolves around a lot, and I mean a lot, of farming the Mama Pop Top dungeon before we even go to the Urtrous Horror. In fact, is Urtrous Horror or the Urtrous, the crystal boss thing? What is the Urtrous Horror? I know that's a thing. Is that Moonbro? I don't know. It's blowing my mind. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I like to be as powerful as possible. I'm getting sidetracked here because I'm talking about, you know, why I do things and this and that, and I'm doing things at the same time, and it's kind of conflicting with me a little bit because I have a tendency to go off the rails on my little rambling and rants. It's a thing I do. You'll get used to it for anybody that's new here. So speaking of getting as powerful as possible as early as possible, what that entails is we need mana manipulators, because mining in this game is absolute key. And I have the garden bot mod installed, which helps at the very early beginning. After that, Frackin Universe pretty much takes over, and you go faster, you get more done than you do using the robots. However, in this beginning part, before Frackin Universe takes over, I have to use the robots, the mining bots, and sometimes I still do because it's cool how they do things. And then, hey, sometimes I built a base one time. Let's make a few things here. Let's knock a couple quests out right fast. See, I get so quickly distracted, it's insane. But one time, way back Wednesday, I used the mining bots to, I basically took their dig pattern and turned it into this pretty cool, at least at the time I thought it was pretty cool. Going back and like looking at screenshots that I had taken for like a reference, yeah, it wasn't all that hot. And yeah, I do know one thing, we need to we need to figure out some footage or something like that. Something passive maybe. Yes, right here, right here. This is the stuff. This is the good stuff. I think. Yes, pest traps. Give me that rat meat, baby. You know I love me some ratatouille. Ratatouille. I was trying to make a reference there to that freaking one movie of the giant world dominating mouse guy. I don't want to say the name, copyright infringement and all that. But anyway, the big old mouse. I mean, some people think, they rule the world. I like them, I personally enjoy it. I mean, I have like all of the movies from that particular company, but that's a different story. Anyway, so we've got to check out the ranges here, and they work best if there's the more in the area. At least I think this is how it works. Reduces the spawn time. Downside to these pest traps is they also have to be in a loaded area, which hindsight, I don't feel like moving them right now though. I think one or two of them are outside of the always loaded area. Now, bonus, Frackin Universe has a thingy called a watcher, and pretty sure that if you have the watcher next to these traps, then the watcher will basically load that chunk as long as you are still on that planet. And by loading that chunk, it will work its way through, which it works with everything else. So I don't see why it wouldn't work with those things. Jeez, my rants are getting longer and longer these days. I think it's an old age thing. It's totally an old age thing. No, speaking of all that, let's get back to doing what we need to do here. And I would like to get some of the Avali things going. Like the added the the Avali hoe. I added that. I added a bunch of Avali stuff. Which FYI, I think I got the mech stuff to work. Basically, what I did was I just uninstalled them and then reinstalled them, and everything seems to be going good so far. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see exactly what happens with all that. But I think everything is good. Now, one of the cool things about the Novali stuff is it's really tiny, itty bitty bitty. Well, I'm saying Novali because that's what I'm playing right now, but it's the Avali stuff, But the Nanolume and all this other stuff is super tiny, itty bitty 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 things. So you can kind of basically just stack them in an area, which is not something you'd want to do if you were like trying to make it look good, but in some cases it would probably work out. Now, I know we talked a lot about how we prep for, the pre-Urtrus mine, or the pre-FTL version of the game where we can go off and do all of our exploring. What do you guys do when you're playing Starbound? Let me know in the comments below. Are there I can't freaking speak, dang it. Are there specific things that you all do to prepare for going out into space, or do you guys kind of just take it as it goes, just flowing with the game, and maybe not make yourself as overpowered as possible like I do? I really like to be strong and powerful. Yeah, but that's my thing, man. I really well, when it comes to mining, I want to be I want to be a deep digger. I want to be a big old dwarf daddy that just gets down deep and makes everything happen. But like I said, that's just my thing. And yeah, which this whole episode, is basically devoted to what we do in the future. And I know it's a lot of us just being here in the base and me trying to sit here and decide on which hoe that I want to use. Oh, the freaking one-handed one needs there's so much of the Avali revolves around tungsten, so we're going to be spending a lot of time on tungsten worlds because we just need all of it. Now, speaking of Ursua Bear Bro up at the outpost, once we get a base going and get our money farms up and rolling, we won't have to mine anymore. We won't have to worry about those tungsten worlds so much. We just go buy it because he be selling it up there for us. In fact, I don't know if he sells everything, but he sells a lot of stuff that we can take advantage of. Ah, yes. Hand mills. This thing right here, this is what's going to get us the oil, by the way, because we're going to use this hand mill. We're going to put some corn in it, and we're going to extractify. Hindsight, should have made 2. I'll go make another one in a minute, because I also want, on top of having corn going through one of them, I want to put some wood in there for some early, what is it, carbon monoxide and methanol. Although we're not going to be using the methanol anytime soon-ish, maybe. I can't remember where exactly methanol falls in the whole progression state of Frackin Universe. But the carbon monoxide, that's the thing. That is the thing that we would definitely need, like, right now. Because there's a couple researches we want to do that requires both oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon monoxide. There's a couple items. I think the mining laser that we're going to be making, that requires some of the carbon monoxide. I'm not too sure, but yeah, we'll get to it. And I hope this area here is going to be big enough. I really do. It's just, that should be enough trees. Now, the cool thing about the garden bot mod is that, oh yes, come to me, substance. I mean, you juicy little rat bros. You're gonna be living in my belly very soon. Ah, jeez. I hate when my brain breaks in the middle of me like making a joke, you know, and then the joke turns out less funny, even though I still think it's funny because I still have the in my head version, but you all just get the out of my mouth version. So, yeah, brain damage. Yeah, brain damage problems, I'm telling you. Well, Parkinson's probably doesn't hurt either, but I don't really think that affects my ability to speak all that. I don't know. Still doing the whole. Actually, I lied, because once I got over it, I pretty much stopped caring, and then the brain damage part of this whole equation means that most of the stuff that I read and learned about and taught myself over a couple period of time there pretty much means that. Yeah, that's what it means. It means I forgot it all, pretty much. But I mean, really. Now this thing right here is my absolute favorite thing. I know. I see what I mean. I get so mixed up when I do things sometimes. But this lantern on a stick is going to be the greatest thing in the world. Now, like I had said before, at least I think I did in a previous episode. Hopefully, the 2 auras stack on top of each other, so we're super bright light right around the character, and then we have this kind of like decent glow away from us, because like I said, I don't remember the exact range of the lantern on the stick, but we're going to be using that for quite a while until we get a decent EPP with a good light mod in it. Oh, mother trucker, this might be useful right here. Yes, I could heal myself with this. Probably never going to use it. Not a big fan of bows in Starbound. However, I do love me some archery in real life. It's one of my absolute favorite things to do, by the way, is archery. Now, I say that, but I haven't really done a whole lot of it here in the past because the nerve damage really messed me up here. But let's go talk to old lady here. We got a couple things we can turn in and pick up. I'm pretty sure we can finish off all of her quests, but I don't know. I always miss something, and there it was. I come over there every time I play through it. I'm like, I got you, boo. I got everything you want from me, and then yeah, that happened. But let's go ahead and let's do Tinker Table here. And this is the bread and butter of our early game progression and mostly late game progression. Well, there's 3 things that we need from this beautiful thing here. And that's going to be the mining laser, the grappling hook, and the parcel. And those things will come. But I feel like, I feel like I'm still, silver bar. That's what it is. Let's knock that out right fast. You know what? Yeah, I know I have some silver. I'm pretty sure I got some. Yeah, I got enough. Yeah, we good. I was worried that I was going to use my only silver bar, my only piece of silver to register the quest. And what's this? Yes, yes, I'll look into that. I'm probably totally gonna forget about that. I always forget about that. I don't know why, but that is gonna do it, guys and gals, for this episode. We're gonna finish it up. We're dropping us down at spawn point here, and as always, my friends, when in doubt, crowbar out.